More video footage coming out this week, posted across social media on the breakdown of law and order in Dungannon, in County Tyrone, in broad daylight. And it's just the latest in another series of incidents that have politicians and police scratching their heads, questioning what could be causing the uptake in violence in this particular town and in this particular area of the town that has been evidenced on Thursday of this week, just 2 days ago. And reports are only trickling out now sporadically here and there as to what went on. Got a little video clip for you. Then I have some scant news coverage in this for you, almost as if they felt they had no other option to report it because it was such a major thing. And they've actually only gone and made one arrest. And as you see these still photographs and this little video clip, you're going to see more than one person involved in this shenanigans and skullduggery on the streets of Dungannon, but yet one arrest has been made. So the question is, where's the other feral thugs that were evidenced plying their trades on the streets of Dungannon over the last few days? So here's some poor unfortunate chap down on the ground, hugging the legs of someone while he's set about viciously. And as we can see, he's being struck. Of course, what fight these days wouldn't be a fight without somebody wading in with their feet from a great height. Here we have the chap down on the ground. Reinforcements arrive. They stalk the streets. Someone gets out of that car. They're set upon as well, and on it goes. So that's to give you some kind of a flavor as to what was happening, and a little some moving pictures as well, just to give you an idea of the amount of people that were involved. Well, at least four. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 2 in the background. That's 6. He's charging down the street after those guys after he was badly assaulted. Maybe trying to get a little bit of payback. There's another 1, 2 entering the scene. So we're talking at least 6 or 7 people involved in this altercation that happened on Thursday. The reporting on it, arrest made. Wow. One arrest has been made after knives were brandished during a fight in the Northern Ireland town of Dungannon. A man has been arrested. A man, doesn't say which one of them, after weapons including knives. Oh, so there was more than just knives involved, brandished during a fight in County Tyrone. The incident in Irish Street. Quite ironic, really, isn't it? Maybe they're going to rename it. I don't think it should be called Irish Street anymore. What do you think? Shambles Lane. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. It's a bit of a shambles what's going on there. Area of Dungannon was reported to police on Thursday afternoon. Sergeant Fletcher, good old Sergeant Fletcher, said at around 4:45 in the evening. So this is coming up to tea time, on a Thursday afternoon. It's not happening under cover of darkness. It's not happening in the dead of night. It's happening on the streets, 4:45 in the evening on a Thursday evening. A number of males were fighting. Weapons were produced. A 27-year-old man has been arrested on suspicion of attempted GBH with intent, possession of an offensive weapon with intent and affray, and he remains in custody. Well, whoopee. That's fantastic. It's a little bit like the Bangor story earlier on today, where 13 days elapsed and 9 reports to police before the man was eventually arrested. A loose cannon if ever there was one. Very efficient policing going on here. He remains in custody at this time. In an update issued yesterday, police revealed armed officers had attended the scene. So again, we saw that in Bangor. Special firearms unit had to be sent out there. to arrest the guy in Bangor, Soleimani. And now we have armed firearms officers, armed response officers had attended the scene. Chief Inspector Brown said it was reported at around 4:45. A number of men, two of whom were believed to have weapons, were fighting. Well, at least two. At least two. Local policing officers were immediately dispatched, but on arrival, there was nothing going on. Guess why? They'd all ran off or they'd all gone down the street. However, we commenced inquiries. Chief Inspector Brown said at this time there has been no reports of serious injuries, but our investigation continues. Listen to this. Listen to this. I want to reassure the local community we are aware of their concern. We are committed to supporting the needs of every resident of our diverse town and will robustly review and deal with any offences reported to us. Why would you stress that the needs of every resident of our diverse town? Never heard a statement like that before. Why all of a sudden introduce this rhetoric now? Additional officers will be in patrol in the town centre over the weekend to ensure the law is upheld. Let me translate that for you. They're expecting a lot more trouble. You know why? Because they've only arrested one, and there's at least half a dozen more running rampant or potentially going to be back for more this weekend. That's why. Concerns over antisocial behaviour hotspot in County Tyrone town as knives brandished. The same area on Dungannon has seen previous incidents of assault involving multiple men and weapons, called Irish Street. Maybe it should be called the Bronx or something similar from now on. Fort Apache, Dungannon. Diane Armstrong, the local Ulster Unionist Party MLA, said her office has been contacted about a worrying increase of violent attacks. A worrying increase in Dungannon and violent attacks. I wonder why there's a spike. Hey, Diane. Ms. Armstrong said it's deeply concerning that this happened during daylight hours, as if it's some kind of shock that it's not going on all over the place every day. This kind of behavior is completely unacceptable and no one should have to witness it. Well, guess what? They do. Lots of people witness it. And sadly, many of people fall prey to this behavior. I'm aware disturbing footage is circulating online. Yeah. Assist the police. Well, yeah. What are they going to do? Arrest one more person? This behavior will not be tolerated. A worrying increase in reports of antisocial incidents in the Irish Street area. I'm telling you now, it needs to be renamed, at least for now. Maybe someday they can rename it back to Irish Street, but I would think of a different name for it. More fitting name. And these concerns must be addressed urgently by the police. In other words, they're not being addressed urgently. Lastly, initiative CCTV and a knives disposal bin. That's not going to help. It's not going to help. These people don't care if they're caught on camera or not. They're doing it in broad daylight with everyone mobile phoning it. Statement from Sinn Féin councillor Dee Varsani described those involved as feral and dangerous. Really? You don't say. Feral and dangerous. We are aware of the unacceptable affray. It was disgraceful, dangerous, and disrespectful to all across our town and area who are simply doing the best for their families. Yes, that's right, Dee. People just want to do the best for their families. But parties like yours and many other like you are making it increasingly impossible for people to live in safety with their families in certain areas that are now becoming hot spots for this worrying feral behavior at any time. Yeah, tell it to this guy. So there you have it. Bangor, Dungannon, County Down, County Tyrone, and they're gearing up for more this weekend, increased patrols over the weekend. I'm telling you now. And meanwhile, at least two of these people are still free. At least two of these people are still free. At least two of these people are still free. At least two of these people are still free because there's only been one arrest. So, what do you think about that? Are you living in Dungannon? Are you in Mid Ulster? Have you seen a change in the demographics in your town or just a change period? What could be causing this increased antisocial behaviour and flare ups in one particular area? I wonder. Leave me your thoughts, comments, and opinions below. Share this content freely. Depress someone over the weekend. If you want to depress someone over the weekend, send them some of my content. Depressing, but reality. Need to keep it real. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. For now, I'm Rick Munn. This is No Risk, No Reward Media. Over and out.